So listen, I think it's time that people get real about creep being not good, but not equal to like rape or murder. You know, we've got to start. There's different kinds of murders: third degree, first degree, manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, things like that. We have to really be able to compartmentalize and, you know, cut people a break sometimes. When like, you know, I see this guy. You know, I'll probably put his name in the title. I'm still not sure how to fucking pronounce his name, the last name, Chris Elia. Is that anyway? Whatever. Um, but people are treating him exactly like he did rape or murder somebody, and you know, to be a little creepy with you know, underage girls, you know, yeah, it's not good, but come on, a pedophile is somebody who takes advantage of literal like children who cannot think for themselves, and that is horrible because the universal rule, as it should be, is you do not fuck with kids and you do not fuck with old people, the elderly. And it should be you don't fuck with animals. Most people agree, you know, see somebody fucking with cats or a dog, rightfully they get upset. But, you know, you look at the way that factory farming is and things like that, it should be applicable to that as well. I mean, it's the fires in the, you know, Amazon taking place, a lot of that's for cows, you know. They call it the lungs of the world, and it's burning. It's because it does feel like the end of the world. So people have nothing better to do than to like leave shitty reviews about really good games that they haven't even played and just sabotaging things, to dogpile this guy when the thing that I think he's really guilty of is shitty stand-up. I think he's kind of funny just doing off-the-cuff kind of like spontaneous stuff. But when it comes to stand-up, I've never liked it. In the most recent special where he's like essentially bragging about being a well-adjusted comedian, nobody wants to hear that shit. Like that's literally around where I had to turn it off because I don't want to. I'm fucked up. I don't need to hear about how well-adjusted someone is who has a lot of money and who just kind of flaunts it all. I mean, in a way, he was asking for it. You know, the video where it's they're talking about Snapchat and somebody getting in trouble. He's like, what do you mean Snapchat? That goes away, right? How'd they see it? It's like, that was the biggest red flag right there. Okay? In a lot of ways, he kind of sucks. And he brought a lot of shit on himself by just being stupid. He really did. And I don't mean being stupid by, you know, not erasing things like that. Just doing what he was doing in the first place. That's what wasn't cool. But, you know, I don't know how much self-awareness was there. And you just need to see humility. But we need to see humility on both parts, because you get too judgmental, then you start to sound self-righteous, and you become the asshole. So I think it's important to not become what we hate. Anyway, I'll keep this not too long, you know, keep it a little short. But, you know, the guy, I don't think he's not a murderer, he's not a rapist, and I believe there's a lot worse than him out there. A lot worse. And, you know, what we should really be focusing on, though, is ourselves. That's what everybody should be focusing on. Doing what, you know, how are you doing? Like, what's your state of mind like? Have you read a book? Do you read books? Have you even, like, ever in your entire life, you know, on your own without being, you know, without it being a mandatory thing in school or something like that? Because that helps cognitive function. And there's just a lot of good things. Breathing, exercise, things like this. If people were healthier, we wouldn't be seeing such a fucking tsunami of just unhealthy insanity with people not having any place to put it. So they put it on things like video games they haven't played, or this, you know, fucking asshole. Yeah, I'll call him an asshole. Screw it. From what I've seen, he is an asshole with shitty stand-up. But he's, you know, a creep is not the same as a fucking rapist. And that shouldn't be a controversial thing to say. So, anyway, keep it under 5 minutes. That's enough. But, you know, is it the end of the world? It sure feels like it sometimes. Where's it all going to go? What's the solution? I don't know. And that's something people should not be afraid to say. I don't know. That shows humility. That shows wisdom. To be able to admit, you know, over just a dislike, be able to say, you know what, I don't know about that.